Hey, what's up, guys? It's Randall from OddsJam, back with you today for some more positive EV betting this afternoon. Yesterday, we went 0-2 on the two plays from the live stream. The under in the Missouri game, never had a chance. The Buffalo game, -5, had all of the chances in the world. Probably should have covered that game. Ended up blowing it late. So hopefully we can get back on track today. We'll hop over there to the positive EV page here in just a second. Just a couple of things to mention. If you are interested in the partnership program with OddsJam, getting paid to share OddsJam, you will be given a personal link. It's in the description below. Click that link, share it with anybody who signs up using your link. You will get 20% of all revenue for their subscription. So be sure to check that out. I mean, you can basically get free money. I'm sure every single one of you have shared OddsJam with a friend, or you are probably planning to. So you might as well get paid for promoting OddsJam. And then the second thing, as always, mention this every single day on every single live stream. How important it is to have multiple sports books, especially if you're using OddsJam. I mean, that is how OddsJam works best. It's when you have multiple sports books. You've seen that day in and day out. Whenever we are looking at the positive EV page, with me being located in Illinois, I obviously do not have as many options as people do in, say, New Jersey or Colorado. So having multiple sports books is essential. Even if you aren't using OddsJam, you need to have multiple sports books just so you can line shop. There's no reason that you should be taking, Xavier tonight plus 110 when you can get Xavier plus 120. I have no idea if that's the line, but I'm sure it is probably around that. In fact, let's just take a look and we'll just do a little comparison and show you why having multiple sports books is in fact important. So it looks like they're plus 100 on DraftKings, -102, -105 everywhere else. So again, if you're betting, why would you bet $105 to win 100 when you can bet 100 to win 100? It just doesn't make any sense. So line shop, have multiple sports books, take advantage of all of those sports books in your state. So let's go ahead and let's get started here. Unfortunately, I don't have Kenny's ratings today. He has not sent those yet, so I'm not going to be able to really dive into the point totals. I really like to compare his point totals with the plus EV page, but I don't have those. So we can take a look at some of the other games out there and see. I do have the BPI from ESPN that I do like to use from time to time. Looks like Notre Dame -6 on the BPI. There is some value on the money line for Syracuse. However, if you look at the market width, this is a difference of 30 cents. I like to stay in the range of 15 to 25. So this is a difference of 30 cents. How do you figure that up? You look at the OddsJam perfect line, you subtract these two numbers. So 190 minus 160, that gives you a difference of 30 cents. And you can do that with every single one of these. 129 minus 105, 24-cent difference. Okay, here's a perfect example though. Minnesota, Wisconsin. I have two negatives. You might say, do I subtract them? No, you do not. You would add the ones in the tens column. So 111, 109. So 11 plus 9 is 20. At least whenever I went to school, it was. So that would be a difference of 20 cents. Looks like there's some value here on the under 25-cent difference here in the market width for Notre Dame Syracuse. Pretty low expected value. We bet two lower expected value plays yesterday, and it did not pan out too well. So I'd like to stick to the little bit higher EV today if we can. Again, you don't have to go through here and bet every single play on this page. Chances are some of these 2% bets, they may go against you. So they could be negative EV by the time the game tips off. So, betting these smaller ones can definitely, they can move against you. Not saying that they always will, but they may have a higher likelihood of doing so. Taking these plays that are a little bit higher value may turn out to be better when it comes to beating the closing line. And all right, looks like I just got Kenny's ratings. I saw I got an email. So perfect. We have these ratings. We can take a look at some of these totals. So let's go back over here. Let's refresh this. Minnesota, Wisconsin, over under 132. Let's take a look. Classic Big Ten game. Wisconsin, Minnesota, looks like it's 139. So again, you'd be getting some plus money. Kenny makes that about 7 points higher. So take that for what it's worth. It looks like about 26 cents difference here in the market with Notre Dame and Syracuse. I did want to look at that game while we were waiting, was going to check out ESPN. Looks like Kenny makes that at about 1. We did look at ESPN. It looked like it was about 6. LaSalle and Fordham is another game. Big A10 showdown. So we can take a look at that. LaSalle looks like a 4-point ball game there. The Explorers from LaSalle are atrocious. Fordham is really not much better. It's about a 22-cent difference there. Kenny makes that about a 4-point game. Let's see. ESPN makes it at about 8. So again, this is just my style of how I use the plus EV page. Everybody's different. I know Modi has his own way of doing things. Alex has his own way of doing things. Find what works for you and stick to it. I think that is the most important thing that you can do. Notre Dame, Syracuse, under 146. I think Kenny made this 141, didn't he? Yeah, so 141. So we have some value on the under. Let's go ahead again. I mean, may regret doing this, but let's go ahead and bet this because it's within range on the market with, it is lower expected value, but I think the value is there. Again, looking at his ratings. So let's go ahead and log in and we'll place this bet. And we will see if it is still there. Nice dial-up internet here, checking our location. All right. So college basketball, Notre Dame was the game, under 146. Still a play. Again, another thing you can do is you can click into this and we can look and see what every other sports book has. So, I mean, most of these books are at 145.5, a couple of them at under 145, a couple of them at 144.5. So getting quite a bit of value here from that perspective. We're able to pick up minus 110 when these other books are, minus 118, juice to the under, Bet Rivers Barstool. Obviously, the OddsJam Perfect line is juiced to the under, and FanDuel and Caesars are just holding steady there at 145.5. So like that, we'll throw 20 on it. Again, if you're new here today, betting smaller amounts, showing that you can be profitable doing this long term, even with betting smaller amounts. And let's see, it looks like shit. That one may have moved on us. Let's see if it pops back up. No, there it is right there. Wonder why that didn't pop up. Maybe I don't know how to spell Notre Dame. So 20 on DraftKings. So we bet that again, betting smaller amounts, showing you that you can be profitable. Again, on my live streams, I mean, I'm betting a couple plays a day. If you follow Matt, if you follow Alex, and actually, if you follow me here in hopefully the next 2 weeks or so, we should have some more sports books here in Illinois. The in-person registration will lift. Hopefully MGM comes to town, hopefully some other books, and I will be able to bet more than just a couple of plays on these live streams, especially when I do them in the afternoon. Now, if you tune in on a Saturday morning or Saturday during the day, like you did, if you did last week, we bet a ton of plays last Saturday, had a pretty good day. So again, it just all depends on the day, especially for me being here in Illinois, but doesn't mean I can't be successful making money using OddsJam. Just requires a little bit of extra work that I obviously cannot do, during this little 20-minute stream. So we're over here. I thought we were. We're over here in New Jersey. No, I guess we're not. What the fuck is going on? Let's try this again. Sometimes I think this trackpad here for this computer doesn't work. All right, here we go. So looks like Arlington, UT Arlington and Troy, a little bit of value on UT Arlington, 28-cent difference here in the market width. So it is a little bit outside of range, but we'll just take a look and see. Looks like Kenny makes that about a 5-point game. Looks like ESPN is right around 8. So take that for what it's worth. I currently don't have any money in PointsBet, so it would need to deposit there if I was going to actually bet that. Over 5.5 goals in the Penguins Devils game. This one looks to be about 33-cent difference there in the market width, so that is a little bit outside of range there. The Canucks on the money line, plus 150 tomorrow night, almost 3% of expected value there. That would be a play where I would want to use the Platinum plan to check out some other sports books that are not currently showing to determine if I wanted to make that bet. If you're curious about the Platinum plan, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. Let's see, New Hampshire and NJIT. Looks like there's some value on NJIT. We can take a look at that. Looks like NJIT is at home. So, I mean, you're catching a home dog here. Always like that in college basketball. New Hampshire, small fave on the road. So maybe this is worth a play at plus 150, 25-cent difference in the market width. Again, lower expected value. So, I mean, it could move against you. Just something to keep in mind as you are betting these lower expected value plays. The lines could potentially be more likely to go against you. Indiana State, Northern Iowa, again, another lower expected value play, but we'll still see what Kenny makes the total. So Kenny makes it 143.5. Looks like the play is on the over 142.5. So take that for what it's worth. Definitely some value on the over from an expected value perspective, as well as if you're looking at Kenny's ratings, Furman minus 7.5 against Stanford, or not Stanford, Samford. Looks like he makes that line about 5.5. Paladines, looks like ESPN's about 9. So some plus money there on Furman. Again, lower expected value. Just, not something that I'm probably going to mess with right now. Washington State and Washington. Let's see, Washington State looks like 12 points according to ESPN. Looks like 8.5 points according to Kenny. So again, take that for what it's worth. Washington State is coming off of a bad loss against USC. I'm not sure how they respond to that. I mean, that was a game they had won on the road. And I believe, I can't think of the kid's name now for USC. He used to play for Memphis. His name is escaping me, but watch that game on Sunday night. He hit a game winner. Boogie Ellis is his name. He hit a game winner there at the free throw line, a little step back, and broke the hearts of the Washington State Cougars. So not sure how they'll respond in that particular game, but might be worth looking at. East Tennessee State and Chattanooga. Looks like a in-state rival here. You can take a look and see East Tennessee State. About 7 points on ESPN. Looks like about 4 points according to Kenny. East Tennessee State for years has been very, very solid, especially at home, especially late in the year. I mean, this team's been a tournament team, played Florida a couple of years back in a very, very close game there. Let's just take a look. I'll look at that game here and see. East Tennessee State, if I remember correctly, is not what they have been in years past. Yeah, I mean, they're basically 500 ball club. Let's see if these two teams have played yet this year. So they played at Chattanooga and lost by 30. So, I mean, it's been a while ago. So it looks like it's senior night for East Tennessee State. That's always emotional. Maybe East Tennessee State is worth a look on the money line. Let's take a look and just see. So it looks like, I mean, when you look at all these other sports books, you're getting plus 135 on DraftKings, plus 126, plus 130, plus 125. So, I mean, it's not a huge outlier here as far as value goes. There is some definite value when you are looking at the OddsJam perfect line, though. This is an interesting game here, and honestly, it's a 29-cent difference in the market with Virginia and Duke. I mean, this game, I mean, Virginia, again, another team that is very, very down this year. Not the team, or at least not the Virginia that we have seen in recent years. You look at that game. I mean, Virginia played Duke. What was it? Just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and beat them by 1. This will be a very, very interesting game. You know, Virginia wins this game probably into the tournament if they aren't already. I think there's some definite value here if you can take that on Caesars plus 190. Clemson plus 4 against Wake Forest. Looks to be some value there. I do want to look at that game. Clemson has been really struggling. I mean, they've lost, how many have they lost in a row? It's quite a few. Going in the wrong direction, that is for sure. Let's take a look at that game. I'm very, very intrigued by that. Yeah, they've lost 6 in a row. Lost at Louisville, lost at Florida State. That close loss there against North Carolina. I mean, I think there's some definite value here in this game. Let's just see. Yeah, Kenny makes it 5. Let's see what ESPN makes this. I mean, ESPN makes it about a 1-point game. Yeah, ton of value here on Clemson. We're going to have to bet that. See if we can find plus 3.5 on Barstool still. All right. So Clemson plus 3.5 minus 108. I believe that's the play. Yeah, looks like there's some. Actually, you know what? I'm going to buy this to 4 if it's minus 118, just simply because I don't want to get hooked. Damn it. Just moved. Guess everybody on the stream was locking this in. So this just moved. I mean, again, just showing you how quickly these lines move. I mean, we literally were getting ready to lock this bet in, and now it's gone. So we miss out on Clemson there. That's frustrating. That was a really, really good home dog. I was excited about that play from a handicapping perspective, as well as obviously being plus EV. So that really sucks. Butler Seton Hall, we can take a look. Butler coming off of that tough home loss against Providence. They, totally pissed down both legs on Sunday in that game. Up 19, lose to Providence. Not sure how they respond in this game. It looks like the line is probably right around 9, if I were guessing, just based on the VIG here. So yeah, Seton Hall 9.5. You can take it down to 6.5 and get plus 150 in comparison to the OddsJam perfect line. If you wanted to bet that one, let's see. Not really seeing anything else that catches my eye. Virginia in the first half plus 3.5, maybe worth a look here. Definitely some revenge for Duke. But this is a very, very big game for Virginia in this spot. That is for sure. So yeah, we'll head over to the bet tracker. This bet tracker, 100% free to use. We locked in one play. We've got our closing line value here. We're still green. Green is good. You can just see, you scroll through here, there's stretches, there's stretches of losses. There's stretches of wins. There's stretches of wins and losses. We hit a stretch there of 4 straight losses followed by 3 straight wins. We're on a stretch now of a small losing streak. Hopefully we can right the ship tonight. Let's take one last look here and see if there's anything else out there. I'm going to go ahead and flip back over to Illinois just for me specifically. But hey, NBA back tomorrow. Hopefully some of these sports books will run some promos, get us excited for the NBA again. Be a ton to bet. Player props, I know Matt is chomping at the bit for that. Get the player props back so he can bet on those. South Alabama, Texas State here, 21-cent difference in the market with. You can take a look and see what we have in that game. Looks like Texas State 2-point underdog according to Kenny. We'll take a look at ESPN. Looks like about a 6-point underdog. So little value there on the money line for Texas State. Again, though, a lot lower expected value than maybe what you would like to bet. It looks like, again, Butler plus 10.5 has some value as well, or the 6.5, which we mentioned earlier. So that's probably going to do it for me. Be sure, not sure if you noticed, check this out. Top left corner, new OddsJam logo, pretty sick. Got that out there today, so pretty excited to see that. We need to work on getting some gear for OddsJam so that you guys can represent OddsJam, because I need to get a shirt or a hoodie as well so I can wear these on the live streams and wear them out to the local Walmart. But yeah, check out OddsJam. If this is your first time seeing the website and you're like, what is this? It looks pretty cool. I'm not sure what it is. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, Randall@oddsjam.com, DM me on Twitter @RandallKBets. Those are the two easiest ways to get a hold of me. Take advantage of all the sports books in your state. If you're unsure what books you have in your state, email us. We'll gladly give those to you. And as always, good luck on your bets and have a good day.